Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and this is more Metroid Dread. And I'm back at the save point where I was at the end of the last recording session, and I'm just looking at how much I have left. I have collected 0 items in Ferenia. Molly says hello to YouTube. I encourage everyone to say hello to YouTube or not, and if you want to catch me live on stream, I don't think I've said it yet in this recording session, but hey, twitch.tv/Hunterman if you are watching this later on YouTube. So, I believe what happened last time was that I made it from this door to this door and then found out I couldn't go on. I'm not really sure. So let's establish this for Molly who's catching up. So in case you missed it, and for myself, for refresher, because I'm very, very anxious about what's happening. I made it into the location I am, Ferenia. Ferenia is like an old Chozo spiritual mystic site. I originally came in down through here, and in this room slash area here, I met a Chozo, alive and well, whose name was Quiet Robe. Quiet Robe revealed to me what's been going on. That a guy named Ravenbeak, who is the guy who attacked me at the start of the game, whose helmet I smashed up. Ravenbeak had basically, he had always been trying to use the Metroids because he wanted to go on a conquest thing throughout the galaxy. He got distracted by the X-Parasites that almost killed his group many years ago, and had basically one of his people had pretended to be real, even though he had been absorbed by an X-Parasite, and they were distracted trying to kill them off and get rid of them. And by the time they had turned around and gone back to get out the Metroids in SR-388, the Metroids' original planet where the Chozo put them together, Metroid Queen and all that stuff, the events of Samus Returns and Return of Samus, equally. But Samus Returns is the one that counts. After that, he goes to the planet and finds out that all the Metroids have been wiped out. The events of Super Metroid, as you are probably aware, happen immediately after the events of Metroid 2. Samus takes the Metroid baby, the Metroid hatchling, to a research station series, I believe, that immediately gets attacked, and that begins Super Metroid, Metroid 3. Ridley, Space Pirate leader, shows up, takes a Metroid, down to Planet Zebes, all that stuff. Everything in the events of Super Metroid happen, until Samus saves the Edokuns, and Molly always corrects me on the one I'm always forgetting the name of. Edokuns and whatever, the green bird dudes and the little monkey guys, saves them, and we go on to Metroid Fusion. And Metroid Fusion, Samus supposedly wiped out the X-Parasite, but the X-Parasite, in case Molly has missed it, after this conversation, after this conversation with Quiet Robe ends, he gets killed by a Chozo robot warrior. I believe it's a robot, but it might actually be a person in warrior armor. Point being, they're under the control of, or they're under the direction of, Ravenbeak. Now, keeping in mind that Quiet Robe, first thing he does is he turns off the Emmys, which I don't believe is going to stand for a single moment. We eventually get out of here, we go to this elevator, we go back into Darien, and we get all the way up to Gavorin, which is a Decora. Thank you, Molly. Which is the name of the guy, the bird dude. Okay, we get up to Gavorin, which is a super grassy location that also has plenty of water in it. And we get to Ellen, which is the super tiny place on the map, which to me screams research facility, just like it does in when we get to the tiny little place on the map in Metroid Fusion. Metroid Fusion, we discover that the Galactic Federation, much like other M, I guess, has been regrowing Metroids for malicious purposes. Here, fun thing lost in translation I have just recently learned. It turns out that the Galactic Federation gets rewired after the events of Super Metroid and before Metroid Fusion because of the events of Other M. The way Other M was supposed to work and works in its Japanese translation is something to the effect of there is this underhanded Black Ops location, the Bottle Ship, which is proceeding to recreate Metroids. And then because of the events of the game, Samus reveals that the Galactic Federation has been fucking with Metroids, and that makes it so that the Galactic Federation apparently goes through an overhaul and stops being quite so fascist. Which also explains why they're kind of super military through the course of the Prime games, because the Prime games are before that. They're between the events of games 1 and 2. I actually kind of hope 4 happens after this game, but I don't expect it to. Metroid Prime 4, that is. Okay, so all this catch-up. So, in fact, you know what? I'm doing so much catch-up right now, I might as well make this its own little video clip, and we won't count this as an episode in the Metroid playlist, because I'm just hyping myself up for what I have to do in a second. So, we go to Elam, and this is like a warrior council type location. This is a super condensed area, which has no Emmy, and let's see here. I defeat a Chozo soldier, after it has gotten, like, we have the indication that once we've gotten into here, and once we've been allowed in here, Molly, in case you missed it, X-Parasites get released in Elam. And I defeat this Chozo soldier, who is much like one of the, who I expect is going to be like a mirror to the later boss fight in the game. He's got, like, a pole arm and stuff like that, but the main thing that happens with him is halfway through the fight, he breaks out into icky black goop, version of himself with, like, his mouth extending all the way down to his chest and stuff like that, really messed up, as X-Parasites have clearly gotten a hold of him. And as you go through the main hallway to go back towards the main front door to leave the location, you see all these colored X-Parasites. They go outward into the rest of the planet, and so you know, basically shit just got real and everything's gonna have palette swap. And more than palette swap, because immediately after returning back to Gavorin, there are pretty much every creature, like, many creatures aren't just tougher, but they have different attack styles and different counters, and one of them actually traverses land and goes over and across terrain like the Emmys do, which basically almost nothing else in the game does, like travels after you. It's craziness. In any event, so we are still trying to get to the... We're still trying to get up to our ship at the top of the mini-map. And as we are traveling through, I think, Gavorin, we get a cutscene that is happening back in Frenia, where we see an X-Parasite float by the same, like, throne room looking area that, Quiet Robe died in. And as soon as I see the X-Parasite float by, I'm like, oh my god, the X-Parasite's gonna infect Quiet Robe, gonna bring him back to life, and use his memories to turn on the Emmy, and then he did. And he turned on the Emmy. Importantly, we have defeated one additional Emmy, the one in Darien. I believe is the one in Darien, yes. No? Hold on. Was it the one in Gavorin? Was the one in Gavorin. I defeated this Emmy over here, which, importantly, I thought might give me being able to withstand cold temperatures, but instead actually gave me back my ice missiles from Metroid Fusion. For anybody who missed it, Samus can't use an ice beam because she's part Metroid now. So in Metroid Fusion, they made it so that her missiles could actually freeze. So she has ice missiles, and so you get those back from this Emmy. Now, right now, I'm in a super tight space. I have to go through an Emmy area that is lots of water, but most importantly, here's the part of my trepidation, Molly, in case you're wondering why I'm so concerned about playing Metroid today, because I really want to, but, like, it's messing me up really bad mentally. This Emmy can see through walls and can apparently do an electric shock thing, which I don't think it's done to me, which can stun me. And it's in an area that has, up to this point, been filled with lots of water. This area down here is lots of water. This is the area I've already tried to traipse across. I got to this save area, and at the end of the last recording... Or, I'm sorry, I got to this save area. I got to both save areas. Yeah, shock, water, but most importantly, you know that thing where Emmys can hear you? He appears to be able to hear me everywhere. So if I move unstealthily, like without the phantom cloak, he will know where I am. So my existence right now is trying to get from door to door to door to door. I believe what I did at the end of the last recording was I made it from this door to this door. I believe I found out I couldn't go on, like I couldn't get through here. And so I was going to need to get from this door to probably this door. And I think that's where I'm going to need to start. Now, like I said, for anybody who's watching later on YouTube, I just spent 11 minutes doing my whole recap. But point being, the plan is filled with X-Parasites. I'm sorry, one final thing. Adam, at this location... No, at wherever the last network location was, I guess up here. Oh, I'm sorry, I also have an item sphere I can't get to. Here, this is important. This item sphere seemingly has no map connection to it other than going through this massively thick green door. I predict these type of green doors have two ways of defeating them, because I like to guess ahead what my Metroid upgrades are going to be. One, it's either, I believe it's called the Spazer. Or I think it's the Spazer. Whichever one lets you actually shoot through material, which in this game you can do as plasma, which you shoot the material and it explodes on the other side. So I think maybe that's not the answer. But my second choice is, and I looked at Samus's upgrades here. I don't think these are correct. I think this screen is actually... I didn't realize I was still in the full screen while I was doing this talk. Okay. This screen over here, I don't believe has all the items. I'm missing a miscellaneous and 2 morph ball and a missile by this map. But considering I'm pretty sure I have to get gravity suit, I think that parts of this screen expand. So I'm not certain about that. Oh. Hey, look, underneath my missiles, I have question mark 2 of 2. I think that's morph bombs. So here under morph ball, or not morph ball, I think it's power bombs. So I think I have 2 of 2 power bomb upgrades, or 2 power bombs. I think power bombs is going to be under the morph ball list, and I'm gonna just go ahead and guess that under missiles, I'm going to get diffusion missiles. And that might be how I get through this door. Otherwise, we're looking at a brand new upgrade. But there is at least an item sphere over here. I don't know what it is. But considering it is over the top of an area that is filled with water, I'm going to guess that over there is gravity suit. I'm going to guess that's gravity suit. Okay. There we go. I said all the things. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't actually. I'm sorry. So what I found out at this network station... One final thing. One more thing. At this network station, Adam revealed to me that he believed that there was a powerful X-Parasite in this location. Which is saying something because, as far as we know, the X-Parasite's reason for going to Quiet Robe and having him reactivate the Emmy is that the X-Parasite must think that the Emmy is the only way to defeat us. However, if there's a powerful X-Parasite, they might have a backup plan. And my honest guess is that that powerful X-Parasite, because we are in Ferenia, is Quiet Robe is gonna be Quiet Robe X, or possibly QRX? QR-X? Like we did SAX? So QR-X is gonna be a boss fight. And I would actually guesstimate that if I have to go through this door and into this area to pick up an upgrade, that since this area is the closest to the starting area where I had the cutscene, that is going to be the boss fight that's going to theoretically be over here. Alright, for anybody who is watching later on YouTube, I thank you... Whoops, I don't have to click that button, I clicked it backwards. Okay, I thank you for watching this entire explanation. I'm going to snip it here, and I'm going to start the actual first attempt at this run right now, because what we have is an Emmy that can hear throughout an entire area, see through walls with its vision cone, and electroshock me. I am not looking forward to any of that, but I want to finish Metroid. Like, I want to keep playing the game. But it's just... I can't do backtracking to go get lots of cool stuff and get more powerful and feel better, so... Alright, for you watching on YouTube, I'll see you in the future. I've been Huntermon.